Hey everyone, this is Raf from VIA, and today I'm here with Mike from the product marketing team.
Afternoon.
Afternoon. And today we'll be talking about the new speed and light sensors on the forklift safety system.
Right.
So this is these two things that I have right here. I believe this one is the speed sensor and this one's a light sensor.
Yep.
Do you think you could just give us a quick overview about what these two things do?
Sure. So with the forklift safety system, these are designed to be working with the display option. So the couple features that they enhance for viewability for the driver and sort of the functionality. With the speed sensor, first you can add a speed limit detection. So with it, you're detecting how fast the forklift is moving. You can set a limit to have an alert if they exceed certain speeds when they're going. So in most warehouse scenarios, the forklifts travel around 5 kilometers an hour, so you can set the limit to make sure that they're obeying the rules within it or whatever the value is. That's the first piece. But combining the two features together with the light sensor, we can detect the motion of the forklift. So we can use the speed to detect if it's in motion. And then with that, we can switch to a full screen display for the driver to see a better view of what they're driving with. And then if the light sensor comes on, it's attached to the reverse light sensor. So when you put it in reverse, that light comes on and tells us that the forklift's moving backwards, and then we can switch the display to show the reverse view to give the driver better awareness.
Okay, so these two features seem to be pretty specialized, pretty specific. So could you give us some idea of how the development team came to the decision of developing these features in the first place?
Sure. So as you know, with our system, it can be standalone without a display. So it's just audio alerts. So depending on the use cases, maybe that's enough. It depends how busy the areas that they're operating in. A lot of people find that sufficient. Upgrading to adding the display, and it just gives them a view that's around. So if it's a very busy area, a lot of things moving around, before they back up or go into spaces, they have a display to see the camera views that can help them, maneuver and make sure nothing's in their way. But with the size of the display, showing both at the same time makes it a little bit difficult. So for certain cases that they need to see more detail, that's sort of where these enhance how the view for the driver is. So again, like I explained before, we can detect the motion that the forklift's moving in, so they can start to move that way and they get a full screen to give a better view of what's going on around. So it just gives them more clarity and visibility of the scenario. So again, you can step up to what you need, but quite a few cases that this feature was required.
Okay, I see. So it kind of just simplifies the view on the screen.
That's right.
It's not too cluttered, Okay. So in terms of what lies ahead in terms of the development life cycle, planning for the future. This is one, I believe, of many features that you're planning to roll out over the next few months, the following year or so. So could you give us an idea of what the development life cycle is going to look like?
Yeah, sure. So right now we're sort of standalone devices is what we've done. So within that, we're adding accessories to give more functionality and usability within the different demands that the system's being deployed in. What we're also working on is making sure we're compatible with EV vehicles. So we have a DC to DC converter accessory that's going to be focused, that brings all these great features into EV vehicles, because the power supply is different. We need a higher voltage. So we're making sure that we can tap into that market, because the EV forklift market is a growing sector that we want to address as well. So that's one key thing we're doing. Another is just looking at some of the feedback in different use cases for the type of detections. Right now we're sort of front and rear. Some of the customers that we've looked at, they want more of the rear and the side view detection for their specific behavior. So we have what we're calling our 3PD SKU coming out, which will basically, instead of having a front, rear, and a driver camera, it'll be left, right, and rear to give you sort of a 270 area of detection around the back of the vehicle. So certain scenarios, that's much more critical. So we're just sort of positioning that way. And then on top of all of this, sort of the big thing we're moving towards is adding cloud connectivity. So we have sort of a early stage development of our cloud portal that will tap into this. It'll add a little bit more capabilities. We'll do the facial recognition for driver registration. So you can just get more information about who's using the systems, when things are happening, pushing all this information up so the management team can see when are alerts happening. Is there certain times of the day that are we're seeing more alerts coming in to help make sure that things are safe, or is it certain drivers or different areas that they're driving, just to sort of bring a full functionality in.
Okay, I see. So it's really all about giving drivers and to the operators, all the different options that they can have.
That's right.
So just trying to make it customizable to their particular use case.
That's right, just increasing the flexibility. Again, it's about getting that data out. So we started at safety first, making sure that we're enhancing that factor, but then moving into more scenarios to cover more use cases, and then also the data pull to help further enhance efficiencies and safeties within the workspace.
Okay, sounds good.